Hello everyone, my name's Rebecca. Thanks for joining me in my little cottage in Blue Mountains, New South Wales, Australia. On my channel, I love to talk about sewing, fabric, patterns, garment patterns, all things like that, and just being creative and enjoying life. Today, I'm going to talk to you about just my last couple of days because I have had a truly wonderful last couple of days, so I thought I'd get on and just share some of my small joys that are making life quite wonderful. I don't know if you ever have those days. We all have ups and downs, but the last couple of days have been a couple of those lovely, very encouraging days where everything just feels really nice and really positive. In fact, I feel a little bit overcome by all the blessings at the moment. So on the weekend, it was a lovely long weekend here in New South Wales. And I spent one day with a friend. We drove up a little bit further up the mountains to a place called Wentworth Falls, which has a lovely, lovely cafe called the Conservation Hut. And it overlooks beautiful national park. I think I've shown you a little bit of it before, but we got there. It's often very, very busy, especially on a long weekend. We got there and there was a parking spot waiting for us, which was our first little blessing. We were looking for something really cozy. So we went inside to the cafe and lo and behold, we were taken to the table exactly in front of the warm, cozy fire, and it was just so lovely. That was just a win. We had a beautiful breakfast, a beautiful chat, and then we went for a little walk, and I believe I have a little bit of footage of that, so I'll pop it in for you. And it was such a clear day. We weren't looking at it mist. It was a cool and a little bit crisp, but a beautiful, clear day. And we went for a little walk and looked at some views and then walked back to the car. That afternoon, the weather was still wonderful, so I put on my big girl pants and I did my front hedge, gave it a lovely trim, which had been a long time coming, and now it's very, very satisfying to look out into my front yard and see that very straight line of the hedge. So that was another win for me. Yesterday, I headed down the hill to my mum's and it was a little bit unexpected. My sister drove down from Newcastle and we all had dinner together. So my sister and my mum and myself, two of my nephews and a family friend. So that was really, really lovely. And then my sister wanted to go and revisit Reverse Garbage, which is in Marrickville, which is sort of like towards the centre of Sydney. I don't love Reverse Garbage. I feel a little bit overwhelmed when I go. But she had a vision of what she wanted to get and I was happy to go with her. And it was good that I did because we had to load quite a bit into the car. I've got a little bit of footage of Reverse Garbage. And then my sister's vision was to start running some, what's it called? Loose play? It'll come to me later. Of course, once I've already put loose parts play. That's it. Loose parts play. She's already started a small business and she's doing a number of small group things. And one of them is loose parts play for children. So she started it with really small children and she's looking to run loose parts play and holidays for older children as well. So she's gathering some bits together and doing a trial run. So I'll put in the footage of Reverse Garbage, but also I'm going to include some footage of Catherine, that's my sister, explaining what she's going to use the bits for, because I think there's quite a lot of parents or grandparents watching this who will be a little bit inspired with their kind of junky bits and pieces you've got either in the house or in the garage that perhaps haven't been used for a while or you're thinking of getting rid of them. And to hear Catherine talk about what she could do and the repurposing of all those things was amazing. I thought it was so clever and really spot on with what kids would love. Hello, it is Rebecca and Catherine here. So, from the footage that I just took, you could see we have been in Marrickville at Reverse Garbage today. And for me, it is just overwhelming. But for my sister Catherine, amazing visionary, she gathered loads of stuff and then was telling me what she's going to use it for loose parts play. And it's so clever. So I'm going to get her to explain what she's going to do with all the bits, because some of you I'm sure will have similar bits around at home or might see them on Facebook Marketplace, and you could use them for similar things. So here we go. Thanks, visionary Catherine. Loose parts play. Okay, so we're starting super small. Is that all right?
Yeah.
All right, so what would you do? Yeah, tell us.
So
I just see little
exciting.
Useless chips. What do you see?
So, I don't even know what these are, but they're a little bit weighty for the size. You can do so many things with these sort of things. You can help to make loose parts pictures with all sorts of other little items like nuts and bolts and corks and all sorts of things. You can make a picture and use the shapes. You could make a repeating pattern with these sort of things. You could paint them. They could be, I don't know, a little path for, a fairy garden, all sorts of different things that you could, stack them, count them, all those different things. You can do so many things.
And that one small, that was a little bit bigger. What have we got here?
So I've got just a couple of each of these, just some
hard,
really, I think they're acrylic plastic, acrylic tubes, a couple of different sizes, and these would be great. You could put them on, you could stack them, put them inside each other, have it on the ground and have like a plank of wood across, and great for practicing your balancing.
I love that, because that's good for young and older kids as well.
Absolutely, and they're small enough, light enough that any age can really manage them. And they're nice, not likely to break. In here, I'm so excited. Oh, look at all that. So many different connector pieces. Look, 3-way, 2-way, all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff going on. Yep. So pieces, connector pieces, and what we've got, they go with these tubes. So I'll be cutting them up because they're a bit on the long side, but they connect, and kids can have just so much fun. With these, we can use it for water because you can see the water coming through. Balls like ping pong balls or golf balls, see which way they come out. If you put them in, which way will they come out? All those sorts of, and there's endless just opportunities for combinations, putting it together, all that kind of thing. And little hands again. It's not just big kids, but any age kid can have fun with these.
That's pretty cool. I like that. I'm excited by it.
Me too.
All right.
Me too. I bought a couple of these. I like these. They're big cardboard, solid cardboard, hollow tubes, drums, that sort of thing. Great again for rolling over. They can be part of your cubby house, putting things in, putting things through. I'm sure children will go through. I think they could be lots of creative uses. The other thing I got was some of this piping, ag pipe, drainage pipe. Again, you can use them in all sorts of ways. You can, we'll see. Kids, good thing is I don't have to come up with all the ideas. The kids are going to come up with all the ideas.
That is true. They're great at that. That's the whole point.
Hi, Beck. So, not up to me to work it out, but there's lots of.
Yeah, that's super cool.
All right. So we've got a few of these. These, I think, I actually have no idea. They look like something you'd have in the back of the hatchback, but
yeah, they do.
Who knows really what they are? But I think they're just great panels that you can, lean against each other. You can have a little hello, peekaboo, build a cubby. Someone suggested a puppet show, that kind of thing.
And they're quite light and a little bit bendy as well, aren't they?
Are. So I think, again, something that I would never have picked, but was there and just went, all right, let's give it a go.
And they were quite cheap, weren't they? They were
$2 to $4 bucks.
Yeah.
They were
awesome.
Yeah. A couple of other things that we've got in the box here. We've got some old yoga mats, hopefully not too sweaty, but these will be great for helping with a cubby, sliding down the hill, who knows, but I think there's lots of different uses that kids can come up for this. I love that they're flexible but got a bit of weight.
Yeah, cool.
What else we got? Oh, a couple of fun bits. Really, I'm looking forward to doing a build your own doll's house, and so here some great carpet bits, carpet sample book, and just some perspex here, 50 cents a sheet, and they'll be great for windows on a little house.
Awesome.
Maybe a fort, who knows. And what else have we got? Oh, this was great. So 3 for $15. They're just big banners, long banners. Again, easy to build a cubby. They've got some clips on them. I think that makes it nice and easy. Clip onto maybe some milk crates, different things. Yeah, a lot of different ideas. And I love that they're light as well. So again, great for little kids. Look, they might even make some wings. Who knows? Look at this. You can fly away. So who knows what kids will come up with. So I'm
Yeah,
really
that's cool.
Looking forward to seeing what fun kids can have with all these different bits and pieces, loose parts play or junk, as we call it at home.
That's awesome. Yeah, so really super cool ideas. I love it, Catherine. I reckon everyone's got some of those pieces in their garage or around their house, and now you know it's got multiple uses. And if you're up for some extra bits and pieces, reverse garbage at Marrickville in Sydney. All good. I really hope you enjoyed those ideas. I thought they were terrific. After going to reverse garbage, we had some lunch together. It was delicious. And then we walked about 1.5 kilometres into Newtown. And in Newtown, there are 2 fabric stores I've spoken about before, but I've not been there with my sister. And they are the fabric store and the Draper's Fabric. So we walked in there and we visited both and really enjoyed having a great look around. By the time we got back in the car, there was quite a lot of peak hour traffic, but it was just another great excuse to have a chat. I will put in a little bit of footage of both places. I don't think I filmed inside the Draper's Fabric store. It didn't feel like the right thing to do, so I just got a little bit of the outside and as you walk in, and I'll pop that footage in now. Well, they were my 2 days that I thoroughly enjoyed. Just everything about it felt lovely. Lots of small joys all throughout. My sister and I don't often get to spend a whole day together, so that was lovely. While we were in Marrickville, we went for a little walk and explored some of the local little green spaces and a little shopping centre, which was right next to a metro station. And we were thoroughly delighted with some of the small stalls we found in there. We found one amazing fruit and veggie shop. And I know this is a sewing channel, but I couldn't resist sharing because small joys. We all have small joys. I found 2 things in the veggie shop that I thought looked delicious and such a great price that I couldn't resist them. One was these eggplants, looking really huge and healthy, and I think they were $4, which is an astounding price here in Sydney. And the other thing was this bag of beautiful, beautiful lemons. So if we go to a normal grocery store, one of the big grocery stores, I think you would only get 5 in a bag, and they're quite small, and they would have cost a lot more than this. I think this was also $4 for the bag, which is just unheard of. These are so big and juicy, and I love lemons lemon and honey drinks. And to be perfectly honest, my favorite thing is making lemon drizzle cake. So yeah, I'll probably do that as well. So Small Delights was just very, very satisfied with only buying those 2 things and bringing them home. I did buy 2 things from the fabric store. I bought this beautiful bias binding, and they were so sweet. When they measured it out, they said, did I want it put on these reels? And I said, no, that's okay, I can do it myself. So they gave me 2 of them to bring home, and I can wind it on myself. So I will do that in front of the television. And here are the 2 that I bought. They were so reasonable. These were $3 a meter each. So I got 7 meters of each, and I think I will use these to bind a quilted vest and a quilted jacket. So this is a red and white stripe. And this is a purple and white stripe. And I just love that that's going to save me quite a bit of work when I go to use those bias bindings, and they're really nice quality. In the Draper's fabric, I had a really good look around, and what first caught my eye, I didn't end up buying. It was a type of corduroy, but in the end I thought it was a bit stiff, but I did find a piece of 100% linen that was, I thought, a really decent price, and it's got a really nice thickness to it, but not too heavy, and it's also not too stiff, and it's this lovely cross hash red. I think on the website it's called 100% linen in watermelon. I guess you could call it watermelon, maybe a little bit more tomatoey, and it's got a really nice feel to it. So this will go straight into the wash. And my thought for that was, I've been talking about remaking remaking that blouse that I love from Charlie Darwin Textiles, the Finch, Rebecca, the Finch top from Charlie Darwin Textiles. And because I really like it and I enjoy the flow and the feel of it, I think I'm going to remake it and put on long sleeves and extend the bottom part of the blouse so it becomes an A-line dress to go just below my knees. And I thought if I make it in the linen, it's good to layer up for winter with tights and boots, but also probably okay for summer as well. So if I want it for summer, perhaps not full length sleeves. I'll have a little think about that. Anyway, so I'm really pleased with that. It feels like really lovely quality. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think I'll get a lot of wear out of that. And the only thing I have to decide is whether I do the stand collar with the frill or if I do Peter Pan collar this time, because it does have a few collar options, which is one reason I really like that pattern as well. Okay, and the last thing was given to me by my sister when she first walked into my mum's house. She had gifts for us both. So thoughtful. She turned up with one of my favorite snacks. Knows I love books, and she turned up with a book for me that I'd never heard of. It's by Kate Legg, called Delicious: Stories of Cooking, Love and Friendship. It's a memoir from one of Australia's most admired writers. So I just think that's delightful. My peanut M&Ms, a cup of tea, and a brand new book. So that concludes my couple of days of just feeling amazingly blessed and small joy upon small joy to really make my heart very, very full. So I have a whole lot of sewing plans underway. I've got a few small projects I keep switching between, because some of them so I've got a few of those on the go, and my next video will probably be sharing one of those and finishing it off. And I did promise to get back to you about some of my flops and fails, and I will do that in the near future. I hope that this little video has cheered you up if you needed some cheering up or put a smile on your face. I would love to hear what small joys you have also experienced lately. I think it's lovely to share them. Sometimes we forget just something little can really make our day and lift our spirits. And yeah, it's important to focus on those things. I know the other negatives exist. I'm not talking about toxic positivity or anything like that, but I can choose where my thoughts go, and I choose to be grateful for those small things and just for connecting with people. So if you've got one of those little instances to share, please do. I'd love to hear them, and I'm sure other people would too. Until my next video and my next make, thank you so much for watching. I hope you are well. I hope you're finding things to enjoy. Bye for now, everyone.